The night the first child screamed, no one in Abiriba dared to open their door. The wind was wrong. It did not blow like wind, it whispered. It carried voices that did not belong to the living. Dogs howled, then suddenly went silent, as if something unseen had passed its hand over their mouths. Inside their homes, people held their breath, because everyone in Abiriba knew one thing. The 7 had returned. They were not women anymore, at least, not fully. Once long ago they had been ordinary, but power had changed them. Now they moved like shadows, appearing only when darkness swallowed the sky. Their laughter was thin and sharp, like broken glass. One by one, strange things began to happen. Yams rotted overnight. Wells turned black. Children spoke in voices that were not theirs. And sometimes, people disappeared. No footprints. No screams. Just gone. Fear settled into the village like a sickness. And then one evening, as the sky burned orange before fading into night, a stranger walked into Abiriba. Her name was Amara. She did not look like danger. She looked calm. Too calm. Her skin glowed softly in the fading light, and her eyes held something deep, something ancient. People watched her from behind their doors. No one greeted her. No one warned her. But an old woman named Mama Igioma stepped forward, her voice shaking. "You should not be here," she said. "This village is not safe." Amara smiled gently. "I know," she replied. "That is why I came." That night, the wind returned. Stronger. Colder. And with it, the 7. The first sign was the smell, burnt leaves and something rotten. Then came the whispers circling the village like hungry spirits. Amara stood alone in the center of the village square, waiting. From the darkness, they appeared. 7 figures. Tall. Thin. Twisted. Their eyes glowed like dying fire. One of them stepped forward. Her voice was like dry bones scraping together. "You are not from here," she said. Amara did not move. "No." Another laughed. "Then you are foolish." The wind rose, swirling dust into the air. Amara's voice was calm. "I came to end this." For a moment, silence. Then all 7 witches burst into laughter. The ground trembled. "You," one hissed. "End us." Amara slowly raised her hand. And the air changed. The wind stopped. The whispers died. Even the darkness seemed to pull back. "I am not like you," she said softly. The laughter stopped. Because now they could feel it. Power. Not dark. Not twisted. But something older. Something pure. Amara was a white witch. The battle began without warning. One of the 7 lunged forward, her body stretching unnaturally, her fingers turning into claws of shadow. The air screamed as she moved. Amara stepped aside. With a single motion, she touched the ground. Light spread. Not blinding, but steady, like the first light of dawn. The shadow witch screamed as the light touched her, her form flickering like a broken flame. The others attacked together. The sky darkened completely. Winds howled. Shadows rose from the ground like living things, wrapping around Amara, trying to pull her down. For a moment, it seemed like they would succeed. The village watched from hidden places, hearts pounding, breath frozen. Then Amara closed her eyes and whispered something no one could hear. Light exploded from her. Not like fire. Not like lightning. But like hope. The shadows shattered. The first witch fell. She hit the ground with a scream that turned into silence. The remaining 6 hesitated. Fear. For the first time, they felt it. But they were still powerful. Still dangerous. And they attacked again. The battle spread across the village. Walls cracked. Trees bent. The earth itself seemed to cry out. One witch summoned a storm of black birds that filled the sky. Another turned invisible, striking from nowhere. Another tried to enter Amara's mind, whispering fear into her thoughts. But Amara stood strong. Each time she moved, light followed. Each time she spoke, darkness broke. One by one the witches fell. The second tried to escape. Light caught her. The third screamed curses. Light silenced her. The fourth begged. Light showed no mercy. The fifth fought harder than the rest. But even she could not stand against what Amara carried. Now only 2 remained. They stood side by side, their forms shaking, not with power but with fear. You don't understand, one of them said, her voice trembling. We cannot die. Amara stepped closer. Yes, she said quietly. You can. They attacked together in one final desperate strike. Everything went dark. So dark that even the stars disappeared. For a moment, there was nothing. Then, a single glow. Small, soft, but growing. Amara stood at the center of it. And then the light burst outward. When it faded, the silence was complete. The seven were gone. Not hidden. Not waiting. Gone. The wind returned, but now it was gentle. The air felt clean. Alive. Slowly, the people of Abiriba stepped out of their homes. They looked around unsure. Then they saw her. Amara stood quietly, her light fading, her strength almost gone. Mama Igioma approached her carefully. Is it over? She asked. Amara nodded. Yes. Tears filled the old woman's eyes. For the first time in a long time, the village felt safe. Days passed. The wells cleared. Crops began to grow again. Laughter slowly returned to the streets. Life came back. But Amara did not stay. One morning, before the sun fully rose, she prepared to leave. Mama Igioma found her at the edge of the village. You are leaving? She asked. Amara smiled. There are other places, she said. Other darkness. The old woman nodded slowly. Will we see you again? Amara looked back at Abiriba, the village she had saved. Maybe, she said. Then she turned and walked away. By the time the sun rose fully, she was gone. But her story remained. And in Abiriba, whenever the wind whispers at night, people no longer hide. Because now they know. Light can come from anywhere. Even from a quiet girl who walks into darkness and refuses to let it stay.